I have been struggling all day to make this video because I've been so angry for the last few days, and even more so yesterday, and I didn't know what to say. And I always get on this. You guys have seen me in other videos talking about being transgender and being the trans experience, and dating being transgender, and all different types of things, what it was like for me to grow up, all of those things. And for the most part, I try to like sugarcoat it, not even sugarcoat it, but try to like say things in a way that's going to like help educate people, and say things in a way that's going to like, I don't come off as whatever, not trying to come off however you guys like to think that black trans women are, or trans women, they're all angry, whatever. But I really don't give a shit anymore. I'm just going to say how I feel. I'm going to talk about it, and that's just going to be it. I'm done. I'm not trying to not step on your toes anymore. If it takes stepping on toes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm done holding back my tongue, or holding back frustration, or trying to be sweet and soft and whatever the hell. I don't care about all that anymore. By now, all of you have probably seen the video of Iyanna Dior being attacked and beaten by over 30 men, and in that store. I was going to show you guys the video, but then I thought I don't want to do it because it was hard for me to even watch, and I've watched it a few times, and I've heard everything about it, and I was going to show it, but I'm just not going to do that. Thank God she is now safe. Thank God she is okay. Thank God what they were trying to do to her didn't actually happen, because if you look at the video, they were trying to kill her over a fender bender. And it's crazy to me that this happened in Minnesota, when what's going on in the world right now with George Floyd and all the protests all over. But not only over a fender bender, but because of hatred, and even if it were like for some reason, like I've heard people try to say things when things like this happen, they try to say, well, what did she do, or who did she, like, it does not matter. If you think that 30 men attacking a woman, because that's what she is, she's a woman, and I've read other comments where people are like, oh, that's a man, she is a transgender woman. If you think it's okay for 30 people to jump on someone and beat her the way that they did, you're not human. And it's crazy to me that people always try to justify or qualify what happens when a trans woman gets killed. They always try to say, well, what was she doing? Well, what happened? What was the situation? A trans woman was killed. And it's crazy to me that all these black men, when we're fighting right now, when people are marching for black men to have equality, for black people to have equality, black men are beating on a woman, 30 of you. It is inhumane. And if you looked at that and you had a question as to what she did, you need to question yourself. What's wrong with you? And like I said, thank God she's okay. But the intent was to kill her. You can't tell me it wasn't, because they said in the video, after she was behind the counter, and after the people who owned the store were trying to protect her after she had already been beaten, they kept saying, you got to come out. Well, after you've already beaten her like that, what else is left to do besides kill her over a fender bender, over a scratch on your car? And it was not even their car. That's what's crazy. You can't tell me 30 people was in a car. And asking her to get, what happened is they asked, she was in a car accident or accidentally hit somebody's car, and the girl whose car she hit was asking her for money. Who gets in a car accident and asks somebody for money? You exchange insurance information, whatever. But all of you, because you guys saw that she was trans, want to jump out and beat her? I'm done. Like, I'm done. I get so sick of, and I've talked to you guys before about men who fetishize trans women. We've talked about men who who don't stand up for girls. It's nuts. But everybody has to stand up. If you say that Black Lives Matter, that means all Black lives matter. When Black trans women are dropping like flies, they are, and being killed all the time. When that happens, you guys don't hardly hear about it. Why? Because of what the Black church has taught you, or how you were raised, or I'm gonna have another deeper discussion and go deep into the Black community and Black trans women. But it happens all the time. It happens almost every week. It's crazy. And nobody stands up. Nobody marches for them. So it's very hard for us as trans women of color to stand up and march for men who are being hurt by the police, who are being killed by the police, when you guys don't do the same thing for us. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it anymore. You guys don't do the same thing for us. And I watch all the other activists. I've watched everybody talk about this, and I just was thinking to myself, like, I can't just have a platform like this and just be like all glamorous and pretty and all this dumb stuff and whatever, and try and not stand up when something like this happens. It's crazy to me. You cannot say you're for Black Lives Matter if Black Lives Matter, then all Black lives matter. Trans lives matter. Black trans lives matter. And it happens all the time. The difference is y'all don't hear about it the way that y'all hear about George Floyd or all the other people that are being killed. I'm not saying, so before you guys try to roast me in the comments, I'm not saying that we shouldn't be fighting for what's going on right now. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, have that same energy when a trans girl gets killed. Have that same energy when somebody from the LGBTQ community gets killed. And don't think that, and there, I've heard so many people say things like, oh, well, they're not like you, whatever. They are like me. We're all in this together. They'll say things because I'm a passable trans girl or because of whatever. Screw all that. Fuck all that. I don't care. All trans lives matter and all Black lives matter. I don't understand how you have a justification for being okay with this. If you sit back and you're okay with it. Y'all don't march for us the way we march for you. Trans women are always at the forefront, marching and protesting and posting and doing all this stuff for equality. But you guys don't do it for us. You don't. You don't stand up for us. You guys don't even know it doesn't even make the news. Times are changing. It's time for things to change. I watched T.S. Madison's show this morning. I watched my friend Hope Giselle. I'm going to tag that below, the link to those, because they said more than I could ever say, and they are always on the forefront. But it's time for me as a trans woman, as a Black trans woman, to stand up for my sisters. Iyanna, my heart goes out to you. I hope you are okay mentally and physically. I hope that we will get justice for you, for sure. This ain't over. This ain't over. And it's nuts to me that in a town where something like that happened, you would think people would have compassion, but there's been no compassion. One was too many, but 30 men, come on. It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. And people are always trying to justify it whenever a trans girl gets hurt or gets killed or all of this stuff. And it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. If you are, you should be as upset about this as you are seeing George Floyd get killed by the police. Simple as that. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. And it's time to stop. It's time to stop. Just like Hope said this morning, we need a break. Trans women need a break. It is time. If not now, when? Black trans women have always had to fight for their lives, have always had to fight. And I'm just saying, If you expect us to stand up for you guys, we expect you to stand up for us. I'm going to have more on this topic. Drop down. Let's have a conversation. Drop down in the comments. But I will be doing more videos on this, and it is time. It is time. It's not always going to be just sugar coated and cutesy and housewives and makeup tutorials and hair tutorials on this channel. It's just not. I'm done. I'm over it. So that's it.